All right, so I'm going to give it to you straight. The good, the bad of Crystalofatlan, things that I love, things that you're probably going to love, things that I don't like, and things that are probably going to make you not want to play the game, and also things that are probably going to make you want to play the game. Now, before I get into that, if you're new here, do me a favor, sub to the channel, turn notifications on, and down in the comments, let me know what your opinion of Crystalofatlan is so far. All right, so I've made a list of 5 or 6, 7 things that I like and dislike about the game, and I'm just going to talk about those things. All right, so the first thing that I like about the game is the art style and the animation. I love that this game looks like a Genshin Impact clone, but it's not a gacha game. I mean, there is a gacha element to the game, but it's not one of those gachas that are going to make or break the game. You don't gacha pull for characters because everybody gets to play with every character, and I absolutely love that. I love the way that this game looks. It looks so anime, and I love that the way that my main character looks super cool. I can't play a game if my character does not look cool because I want to feel like I'm in an anime when I play an anime game, and this game absolutely nails that on the head. It's perfect. It gets like a 10 for me in the art style and animation. Number 2, you can use characters without having to waste money on pulls. I absolutely love that, man, because I can't tell you how much I want to enjoy games like Wuthering Waves and Tower of Fantasy and Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, but I can't because this character comes out, and I know if this character comes out, I've got to spend a crap ton of money to get this character, or I've got to invest ridiculous amounts of time to gather resources in the game, and I don't want to do that for every game that I like to play. So I'm glad they finally came out with a game where that is not a part of the game. So don't have to waste money on gacha pools. So that is super, super cool. Number 3, you can play with people. They have a legitimate guild system, a legitimate like fleet is what they call it, and you can play with people. Tower Fantasy was so close to doing this because you could actually play the game with your friends. You could play the game with people across the server and fight a boss in like a raid setting. You had healers that were trying to keep people alive. You had tanks that had to do their job. You know, it was an actual MMO, but where Tower Fantasy fell short with that is it was a gacha game, and people could gacha pull and make their characters way stronger than yours if you were like a free to play or you were just not spending as much money on the game as they are. But with this game, that isn't even a part of it. You play with people, and I can't wait till we all like get level 60 or whatever and we can unlock these 8-man raids. I did a piece of content already this morning playing with some people. We just went and did a bunch of waves, and it was just a lot of fun trying to do more damage than everybody, and it's good. I love playing with other people. And the guild system, the fleet system, I have a fleet. It's called the Holy Knights. If you go to the fleet and you look up Holy Knights, I don't think you're going to find it, but you have to type in the fleet ID, which I'm going to put on the screen right now. And if you type that in, it'll be Holy Knights. We have, at least last time I checked, 33 members, and the max is 50. So if you want to join, go ahead and join up, and I will be glad to have you. There's no application process. You just click the application, I guess, the button, and it's going to join you right in, and we'd love to have you, man. I'm going to start doing some stuff here with streams and some guild runs and some guild like events, guild PvP, whatever. I'm just going to do everything I can for this build because I want this to be this channel's like second peak. So I'm going to do that. All right, so that's enough of that. So yeah, the guild system, playing with people, is absolutely great. Next, number 4, the pet system. I love that I have a little animal companion. I'm looking at him right now. I got a brilliant Crystalofatlan that's just following me around in the hub world, follows me around on the instance maps, gives me heals, does damage, helps me fight, looks like a little Pokemon just at my side. And that is something that I've really, really wanted in every sort of game like this. Like when Genshin Impact was out, I was like, man, it'd be so cool to have like a little like animal following around me and helping me to fight, and that throws magic and stuff like that I can level up and make stronger. So that's in this game, and I absolutely love that system for this game. And this pet that I've got, it's the brilliant Crystalofatlan. It's from the gacha, one of the gacha banners, but I don't think it's super overpowered, and I don't think you need to like do a gacha to get a pet. You're going to get one no matter what, and I think they're going to have like multiple different versions of pets the higher level we are, the more time we play. So yeah, I just really love the pet system. Number 5, multiple classes to choose from. Every class that you start off with, I think there's like 6 classes to start from or 5 classes, they have a subclass, and I think the Magister class actually has 3 subclasses to choose from, and they have their own different look, they have their own different skills, and they're all amazing. I can say this right now. People are going to ask like, what's the strongest class? And I'm going to make a video talking about, you know, what I think about the strongest class. But overall, after playing with every class and every subclass, I think that every character, every class feels amazing. They feel dangerous. They feel powerful. And I just don't know if saying this is the strongest class is, you know, a thing. It might be, Maybe too early to tell, but right now, after playing with every class, I feel like every class is good. I really do. And I like that you can choose multiple classes and use different weapons. I think that is so great. And I love that part of this game. Number 6, this is a huge one for me. Skip dialogue. You don't have to read any dialogue if you don't want to, and they give you a little summary of what was said, and I think more games need to adopt that. I can't tell you, that's like literally the reason why I stopped playing Genshin Impact, if I'm being honest. I didn't want to read dialogue. I didn't want to sit there through dialogue. I can't do it with Honkai Star Rail. Let me skip everything and just get back to the action. That's what I want to do. I want to get to the action. I want to press buttons, and this game allows you to do that as fast as possible, and this is what needs to be done in 2025. Number 7, and this is the last thing I'll talk about for the things that I like, and that's the basic attacks. Now, this is a foible of mine. I love a game where my basic attacks mean something. I hated it in Genshin Impact, and I'm sorry to keep bringing up Genshin Impact, but I hated it in Genshin Impact where I wanted to level up basic attacks, and basic attacks did nothing. Wuthering Waves made it a little bit better, so your basic attacks could, mean something. You can level them up, but for the most part, it's all about your skill and your ultimate. Tower of Fantasy, the same way. It was looking like your basic attacks were decent, like you actually could use them and they were meaningful, but still it was ultimately just on your skills or whatever. With this game, I might be faded, this might be a faded take, but I often just use my giant sword with the berserker, and I don't use any skills, any abilities, because I just like seeing my character swing a giant sword. You know, I love that. I love being the scythe mating and using the marionette puppet to do her spinning attacks or swing attacks. You know, I love seeing the basic attacks. So the basic attacks are amazing for me. And on top of that, the combat system for this game is absolutely, it just looks so good, man. And that is really what kind of pulled me in when I saw the first advertisements on YouTube, on Instagram. I was like, wow, the combat for this game looks amazing. It's flashy, the numbers coming across the screen, the colors, the SSS showing you how good your combo was, the skills that you can chain together. The combat system in this game is so cool. You can link together every attack, damn near. Like, I was just fighting with the gunner, and I think I was in the air for one entire boss fight, and I didn't come down because I was just sitting there just blasting this thing in the air with this giant bazooka gun. That looks cool to me. Like, that looks like so much fun. So yeah, those 7 things, I mean, there are more things that I like, but I didn't want the video to be too long, but those are like the core things that I really enjoy about this game. What do you think? Now, the things that I dislike, some of these things are really nitpicky, but these are things that need to be changed. Now, number 1, and this is something that I don't know if they can't change it now, but hopefully in the future they'll be able to change that, and it's going to be the small combat zones, right? And maybe this is sort of like been implanted in my head. I watched a guy review bombing the game 3-4 days before it was released because I couldn't wait to play it, and he really went in about how this is supposed to be an adventure and explorer game, but the combat zones are super freaking small. And you'd think after playing games like Zenless Zone Zero, you'd be used to small, like, instance areas, but I'm not, and I really want a bigger combat zone, especially if we're going to go in with a group of 8 people. I really want to see the day where we can branch off, 3 people go this way, 4 people go this way, or these 2 characters are strong enough to handle this side boss over here while you guys are doing this. I want to see a huge combat zone running around with like 8 or more people. So I really don't like the small combat zones. Number 2, and I know this is a bug and this can be fixed, but as I was playing yesterday at launch, there were just rendering issues. Rendering issues abound. Every time I put on a new piece of, outfit that I got from either the gacha or from the game, the outfit just wouldn't render in, and it just looked messy. It was a hot mess, and I know that's probably something they can fix, and I hope they do fix it, but right now, that's a huge turnoff, not being able to see the costumes. Number 3, and this one's a huge one, right? A lot of people couldn't play yesterday on PlayStation 5 because they were stuck at a loading screen, and people were coming in with crazy theories about how or why this is a thing. My theory is that it's because there's only one server on PlayStation and that the server was packed to capacity. I like that there's only one server, so that everybody who wanted to play with me, they got a chance to play with me. I got to see my friends in the lobby, running around together. We went to the fleet ship. We were just hanging out together, and I think that's really cool because this game is like, part social game, and I really enjoyed that. But at the same time, though, I was personally upset when everybody came into my stream and they weren't able to, and I'm not just saying this, I really do mean this, right? They weren't able to experience the game. Because I can only think about if it were me, right? putting myself in their shoes. I've been waiting a month for this game to come out when I saw it, and I was like, man, I want to play this game so bad. Like, it got to the point where I couldn't even enjoy Expedition 33 because I was waiting for this game to come out. Like, I stopped uploading Expedition 33 because I didn't want to play the game anymore, because all I want to do is play this. So you mean to tell me I waited all this time for this game to come out, and then it's out and I can't play it, but these people that are streaming and uploading, they're playing it? That's not fair. And I can only put myself in their position, and I just know how mad I would be. So that sucks, and they need to work on that, because I think everybody deserves to play this game, and it's not fair that I get to play it and that they don't. So more servers, if that's the issue. Some people were saying the issue was that there was just not enough space on their console. Somebody came into the chat like towards the end of the stream. He was like, yo, I just checked it and tried it, because he was, he came in, his guy's name AG or something. He said that he couldn't play, and then he came back like an hour later and he was like, yo, it's definitely a storage issue thing. I just deleted like 3 games off my PS5 and it let me in after I did that. So I don't know if like the server like opened up enough for him to get in and that's kind of what happened, or if that's actually what the issue is. I don't know, but I can only assume that with a game like this, where there is a server and the servers have to have a capacity, I think that's it. Number 4, and this one's a huge one for me. Lack of customization for characters. There are only like 5 things that you can change for your character, and that is so wrong. And I'm upset that I don't know how they even go about fixing this for the future, other than giving us more things for free that we can add or change to our character. I think it absolutely sucks that my Warlock character has to look like a character out of Sesame Street. I do not like the way the Warlock character looks, and I know you can get layered armor and stuff like that and make the character look different, but even with the layered stuff, the character still looks buns. I want to be able to make my character look differently the way I like it. Like, I love the way my Berserker looks. I love the way most of my character looks, but there's just some things that I just don't like the way that looks. And the character customization, as far as like changing the face, it's so limited. And I think that's really bad for a game like this. And I think they were like, well, because the game is what it is, it's going to get carried because of what it is and how it's made. And for sure, it's getting carried by that. Because of how this game is created and how you play it, it's getting carried. But that character customization, bro, that sucks. And that needs to change really, really freaking bad. And then one more thing, and this is not nitpicky at all. This is an actual issue that they need to address. I don't even know why they did this, but gender lock classes, what is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Gender locked classes. And when I think about it in terms of, well, look at Genshin Impact. There are no classes. There are just characters, and these characters have their weapons. So you're not worried about gender locked classes on Genshin Impact, because that's what Genshin Impact is. You're just pulling on characters, and characters can do a certain thing. But with this, it almost feels like the character classes should not be gender locked, and I should be able to go Gunner and make my Gunner a male. I should be able to go Magic Blade and make my Magic Blade a female. It feels like that should be a thing. I don't know if there's an availability to even change that down the line. What I do know is they probably, well, I don't know this for a certainty, but hopefully when there are more classes that are introduced later on, 6 months from now, they have the ability to make it to where you can change the gender of those classes and be whatever you want to be. Because I gotta tell you, I don't like gender locked. Don't like that. That almost made me not want to play the game. When someone told me, yo, that's gonna be so sick to have a male character that is a, Scythe Maiden, but wait a minute, Maiden? It wouldn't be a Scythe Maiden, because that's, so what are we doing? And he's like, oh yeah, it's gender locked. You can't change that. So I was like, oh, that sucks. But I don't know. That's it. That's my take for the game. That's my review. I mean, I'm sorry, this is not like a technical specs review. I don't get into the nitpicky sort of frames and stuff like that, because I don't know, honestly, enough about that to get into that. I can only tell you about the game and how fun the game is to play or isn't to play, because when I look for a review about a game, that's the information that I want to know. I don't want to hear about the frames dropping and the grass not moving on this. I don't care about that. I want to know about what's fun about the game and what's not fun about the game. And so that's what I'm going to tell you in my review videos. Let me know what you think down in the comments, man. Have you been able to play the game? If you have, what's your overall opinion of the game? Do you think this is something that you're going to drop in a month? Do you think this game is going to die in a month? Do you think it's just going to see more growth after the first month? Do you think this is the game of the summer? For me, this is the game of the summer. I'm going to be on this game, and yeah. Oh, wait, you know what? One more thing. I almost forgot. I know people are going to call me faded for not talking about this, and it's going to be, I'll put it as number 6. The stamina consumption and how you're not able to play the game after you waste a certain amount of energy doing content. I know a lot of my friends are very upset about that. I don't know if I'm super upset about that because I personally haven't hit the limit yet. I've been taking my time with it because I don't want to hit that limit, but I know people who are like, man, I want to play this game and I want to get this and that. Like I said, I have to lower expectations when I play a game like this, and I already knew there was going to be something in there like that. I was ready for it. I was prepared for it when the guy who I watched review bombed it, so I was prepared for that. So the people who weren't prepared for that, they probably think that really, really sucks. And that on top of the bad launch, yeah, it's not a good look for the game. But I tell you, might not be a bad idea to sort of slow people down because we don't know how much content is in the game realistically, right? So I think the reason why they did that is they don't want people to blow through the game in a week and then forget about the game, because who knows when they're able to make more content, or if they are able to make more content. We don't know what's going on over there on that side, so they're trying to make us go as slow as possible. This isn't a game that you're going to main. This isn't a game that you're going to pick up at, like I told somebody, at 9 a.m. and keep playing it until 9 p.m. You're not going to do that with this game. This is at best after you're done playing Genshin, after you're done playing Wuwa, after you're done doing your dailies on Zenless Zone Zero, you can hop on this. This is something else for you to do. That's cool, because we all like games that are like this, and the more games that are like this that we have, the happier that we are. I think that's how we have to look at it, right? You know, because I like Wuthering Waves, and that's the only one of these gacha games that I play, and after I'm done doing whatever I got to do in Wuthering Waves, I'm bored. But now I'm not, because I have this other thing that I can also do. And for the people who don't have those, you know, limitations, they also play the Genshin, they also play Honkai Star Rail, they also play the other Honkai game. They have more games to play, and this just adds on to that list. So I think that's just the way you got to look at it, man, until they are able to give us more to do. All right, so now that's going to be it for this review video. Let me know what you think. All right, I've yapped long enough. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.